So I know most of you guys probably aren't going to become computer programmers or anything like that, but I do think it's valuable to be able to work a little bit with programming languages, especially nowadays when everything is so easily accessible. So we're going to do a little bit of JavaScript today, and it's just going to be a tiny bit. Basically, the thing I really want to introduce you to is the function keyword. So we're just going to write a function in JavaScript and make it behave almost like the functions we did in class yesterday. So check this out. It's real easy. All you've got to do is start with the function keyword, which it'll find it for you and fill it in if you need it to. And then in JavaScript, you're almost always going to want to give your function a name, a custom name. So you could just say my function, and then that only becomes important if you need to call it back for anything. And then you give it a set of parentheses. This is like the arguments of the function, or if you're talking math language, the input. So you could just very easily call it the input. And then probably the most tricky syntax thing is that you need to have a pair of curly braces to put your function inside of. So the best thing, I think, would just be to have you guys write functions that return things. So return is a keyword that basically means calculate this and give it back to me, just like your calculators do whenever you type something into a calculator. It's basically returning a value back to you. And so you could write a real boring function that just returns the input. And so I could call that function. I could say console.log my function, and I could call it with, say, 4. I can bet you that it's probably going to just print 4 on the screen over here. So I run it, and there it is, 4. It just prints 4. That's boring, because it just basically took the input, which was 4, and gave it back to us. But usually in math, you want to do something with the input. So let's take the input, and let's add 1. So I'm taking the input, adding 1. Now let me try that. And now you see that it takes that input, which was 4, adds 1, which makes 5. Just a real simple calculator, really. You can do other things. You can multiply, so you could do input, and you could do times 8. And I'm pretty sure that should output 32. Yes. You could do division. So you could take your input, which was 4, divide it by 8. Pretty sure that'll come out 0.5. Okay. And there's just, you could subtract it. Pretty sure that'll come out -4. Yeah. So that's basically the idea of a function. You can do a lot of complicated stuff inside of a function, but at the base level, this is all I want you to be able to do with this lesson right here. So hopefully that won't be too much of a trouble for you.